Greetings and salutations. This is another Rhino Barrow's Nerdsville. This is a rant on Fox 8. I happen to be at a close, someone who is near and dear to my heart. I went to their place today to spend some time with them. Enjoyed their company whilst we were watching an episode of The Family Guy. It was the most deplorable and disgusting thing that I've seen in the hours that children are awake. It was overly sexualized. And it didn't have to be overly sexualized for that time of day. And you have got to be, honestly, you have to be kidding. The episode had that see here. I've just lost. There's just been so much absolute deplorable things shown. Joe Swanson. He's one of the he is the main paraplegic character in the Family Guy canon. But then he cheated on his wife with a young police officer. How is that appropriate for children at a certain hour? It is not comprehensible. It's just so nuts to think that he would do such a thing to Bonnie. And even Bonnie herself saying, every single time after we had sex, I did a spiritual cleansing thing, as to say that the guy that she married is the most deplorable, the most decrepit man on the planet. Then, to show when they first met in a strip bar. Fox 8 has literally dropped the ball when it literally comes to the proper viewing for children, or in around the children's time slot. They could have partnered up with an anime company and say, could we show you some of your anime stuff during these hours? I would say from about 2:30 in the afternoon to about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock time slot. Because that time there you would have your children, like these young people coming home. They'll see some anime, it will be okay, bada bing, bada boom, everything will be sweet. But to have a Joe Swanson when he was able to for him to handcuff his then going to be his future wife, and the wife does a lap dance on this guy. How is that a worthwhile thing to show off in this in this particular time. And they also have in the opening credit songs, opening lines. There's too much. Let me see this. Violence in the movies and too much sex on TV. Lucky there's a Family Guy. Well, there's like. If that was true, the show itself, including all that bullshit, they would go, alright, if we're going to be if we are going to do this, if we're going to say we're going to call it the Family Guy, we got to make sure it's the Family Guy. We got to make sure that the humor in it goes through all areas of society. But that doesn't happen. They even have a guy by the name of John Herbert, who is a pedophile. Let me see. To call a show The Family Guy, you've got to show that it is for the family. Peter Griffin is nothing more than a Homer Simpson ripoff. Scrolling back up here. See, Peter Griffin, a very it is like saying hello Homer Simpson, but you're in an actual flesh tone color. Then you got his wife Lois, Lois. Lois. She does cheat on Peter from time to time. How was that more towards the familia? It's not. Meg Griffin. Ay, ay, ay. Meg Griffin reminds me of a couple of young ladies in my life. Meg Griffin here. She is virtually the family's punching bag. Emotional punching bag. Like, she does all this good stuff, but then her mum brings her down because Meg isn't as thin as she is. Peter puts her down because he's just a total fucking bastard. Chris is the ultimate loser. Stewie is just a maniacal maniac towards Meg. Brian, I don't know what the hell Brian is to her. Sometimes it's a bit, sometimes he has a hot for her, sometimes he doesn't. And all of them, like, they gang up on Meg. A real family does not gang up on one member. That is a real family. Now let's get down to Chris. This Christopher Griffin. Whoa. He is the perfect poster child for the not only American but Australian educational systems going downhill. Soon China and Japan will stand up and go, "Hey, Lord, we do not have to take your crap. We show our crap. When we show our crap, you will pay attention and you will learn." You know what? I can't wait for that day to come. I'm already doing a lot of research anyway into those cultures. I'm going to be fitting right in ever so perfectly. But a guy like this Christopher Griffin, so irresponsible, so well, his anger issues would make Wolverine, yes, and I'm saying that Marvel character, look like Professor X. Here is Wolverine's snapping point, and right about here is Chris Griffin's snapping point. It takes a lot more for Wolverine, for Logan, James Howlett, Weapon X to get angry. Like you could say to Wolverine, "You dumb son of a bitch! I'm gonna kill you. You're not worth a piece of shit." And say, "Get lost, bub." But if you call Chris Griffin fat, "I'm gonna kill you!" As I said, snap. Now let's look at the baby. Stewie Griffin. A perpetual egomaniacal son of a bitch who has no respect for his mum, has no respect for his father, nor his fellow siblings. He says, "Oh, I want to kill his mum." The same mother who's feeding him. He calls his father stupid, but yeah, I can't exactly fault that logic. Then he says, "Oh, he's not a." It's just like this total egomaniacal, me attitude towards the world. I'm going to rule the world one day. And he goes, "One day you're going to rule this day. Well, start ruling." What the hell? Then you look at the anthropomorphic dog, Brian. To be honest with you, Brian in Family Guy is easily a toss-awayable character. If I had to write the show, I would have killed him off in the first season, right out, because there's no real positive attributes about this character. I can't say anything about atheism or liberal or unemployed, because an atheist is a choice of life. Being a liberal-minded person, that's their political view. And unemployed, I have a number of friends who are unemployed, but they're trying to get work. I can't attack blind on those three, but two of them I can. Being an alcoholic and a smoker. And for quite a lot of times, people actually try to emulate this Brian character, which should have been killed off in the first season. Then you got Peter's father, Francis Griffin, an absolutely zealot Catholic who has a lot of hate and a lot of hate to Judaism and towards Protestants and all of and anything that is not Catholic. Another family member is I think it's that Lois. Yeah, it's Lois's mother and father. You got Carter and Barbara Puder Schmidt. The stereotypical billionaire industrialist and mogul, and he stay-at-wife gold digging, and his wife was a gold digger, stay-at-home, mother type, wife type deal. It is so degrading to have this Carter Puder Schmidt treat his wife. I'm guessing no wonder Lois found love in Peter, because Peter treats her the same way as her father treats her mother. And relationships should not be like that. And for Barbara to lie down and take it all on the chin, that is old school 1920s movie bullshit. We are in the 21st century. We need to promote women to be in more strong characters in cartoons, in anime, in comics, in TV shows. We do not need to degrade them any more than what we've already had in previous generations. We are the new generation. We need to uplift women in these roles. In roles of being a mother, in roles of being a grandmother, a wise woman, a wise old woman that lives down the street and that. Then you got other members of who are connected to Lois and Peter, but all of them are just as stereotypically mirror showing itself off 1950 style bullshit. Oh wow, we got this Jew trying to be a white guy, or this with that person, and this with that person. Now let's go back to the township, or the people in Spoonerville. We've already covered the cheating couple in Joe and Bonnie Swanson. Now let's look at the overly sexed, this promiscuous, walking, talking penis called Glenn Quagmire. It is. If this was an actual person in real life, living next door to a teenager, and 2 doors away from a police officer, that would make someone in the real world think, hang on, I got to make sure that I don't screw up here. I can have my fun, but not to the extent. But it's to the extent every single time. And also to have Stewie Griffin do all the same Glenn Quagmire stuff, it's appalling. Well, no wonder Stewie goes on and on. If one of your so-called role models thinks he is Hugh Hefner, but on a pilot's budget. And what makes things even scarier, let me just grab something at the back here. He would have someone, I know this is a Nintendo 2DS, but he'll have buttons going, alright, giggity giggity. Alright, she's this sort of woman. Press B, B, X, Y, select up, down, and A for a code. And you'll do something else for a different code, So we'll, twiddle around the, and we'll have like a boob thing over here going, ooh, yeah, giggity, giggity, giggity. Perverted. And the racially destructive Cleveland Brown, Loretta Brown, and Cleveland Brown Jr., the token black family, well, they should actually have more black families in these shows. Then they got the Goldman family, Mort, Muriel, and Neil. The stereotypical Jewish family. They could have had done so much more good with the Goldman family, and with the Brown family. It's not funny, but yet they want to go with the typical Heidi ho. Peter, your tab is $2,000 now. We got to make sure that you pay it off. We got to pay you right now. But then you got Peter who says, "All right, I'll give you my daughter to date your son if you crush the tab." He does. That is going off what a absolute. It's like selling your daughter, and Neil and Mort accepts it. Mort should have had balls and said, "Peter, no, you're paying up, or else I'm going to take you to court." Guess what? Doesn't. The stereotypical Jew. Muriel, you virtually hear hide nor hair off because she's like more the silent type, and Neil is an over 6 teenager. He wants to bang Meg, and he's actually shown Meg a lot more respect, and Meg doesn't show him respect. That's a load of bullshit. They let me see. Here it's growing up. Last of the recurring main characters that I would say is Mayor Adam West. My goodness. To bring down the career of Adam West in such a fashion, it is so fundamentally stupid. and detrimental to an actor's role, an actor who has starred in a legendary TV show in the 1960s. So stupid. And to make a mockery of that guy's time and as the Dark Knight, as Batman. So fucking stupid. Let's see. There's other characters too, but they're so stupid. They go apeshit crazy when it comes to Death or the Grim Reaper. They mock God. Openly they mock God. They mock Jesus Christ. They've destroyed another actor in James Woods. And they go, oh, the giant chicken. Man, that's virtually advertising that if you're a man, you gotta beat up someone if they cut you off in the traffic. If you dent their car, they should be fought something hard. And the list of offences goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Besides, with them being blasphemous, promote. And this is one thing I can't understand with Fox 8. They're showing that sort of programming in a time when children are who would watch that particular station. They could even find more creative things to put on there. They could have like a more of a children's based TV show where they do a lot more arts and craft, a lot more with the cooking, because they could easily go on the same bandwagon as MasterChef. But no. They go on belittling different segments of society, mocking God, mocking Jesus Christ, making death a laughingstock. And this is what Fox 8 doesn't want to understand. They're like this, la 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 la. We don't want to hear your complaints. La 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 la. That is what Fox 8 is doing. It's like hands over your ears. They don't want to know what is going on in their show. And I'm just reading here on the cancellation. I'm literally surprised that it didn't get permanently canned. It still remained canned after November 9th of 2003. This is the era, people, that more wholesome TV shows need to be put on the air. We're already getting destructive things via the Middle East, with people dying, people getting their heads cut off because they're not of one particular religion. Actually, like, no religion. Let's call it a spade a spade. The cult. If you're not part of that cult, you get beheaded or you get stoned. We don't need stuff like the Family Guy perpetuating, continuing on all this crap. They even had lawsuits in that. Something would have told you. Something would have clicked to think, hang on, something wrong here. We need to do something. We need to not show this stuff. But you know what? Fuck's sake, you already showed the WWE. Bigots and... You already shown it. Bigotry in the WWE. I shouldn't be surprised that you're showing bigotry in another form in the Family Guy. Guessing that's the case. Bigots supporting bigots. And that's my... This has been a V-Rant. Just to get all stuff off my chest on Fox 8 and the stupidity of Fox 8 showing Family Guy, and I'm in more or less opening up more of the Family Guy thing. My dislike and disapproval for the Family Guy over, well, it's incorporating type thing. Yeah. I am Rhino Barrows, and peace.